Morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon, wherever you are. And good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to today's show, Face the Nation GA, Trending Issues and Rebuilding Ghana. Under Rebuilding Ghana, we are back to Ghana Supreme Court. Let's see how that also plays out. What actually happened in court today? It was a follow-up with what happened the last time after they were given the opportunity to give their various legal arguments, precisely from the petitioner side and the respondent's side. And it's time to do news again with Emmanuel Acheampong. All right, let me welcome you once again. And yet, quick issues on the trending issues. Okujeto, Joe Wise, and Nitiru clash over Mahama leaving on military land. Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Sedun Ketia have succeeded in rewriting the history of NDC. Eugene Ahin respond to reports of divorce suit filed by wife. See, this issue, I don't want to go so much into it because a call for public accountability. One, you don't want a situation that will be defamed or be based on speculations. But to me, the divorce letter, no, any issues are all contesting the divorce, no, abattoir bontene dia. And for such a young guy to make such amount of properties are like to acquire some properties within the shortest possible time because one, illegal acquisition of what is a crime. If that is the case, then I believe Ghana for it show so much concern to investigate. But as it stands right now, no, I believe the wife and the allergy, but in your document to back it I will also help. But anyway, you see, sign your way now. Say if it is true, government should pay much attention to that claim that outside because and you must say and a creative injustice to society, more the corruption cause to society. But Ghana, we have history, but we don't learn from our history. Because Obin to me is serving within 4 years. Even those in the private sector, I don't think so will be able to make such profit. Properties are properties that are in question, no. To acquire these alleged properties, no, I doubt it. But all the same, no, I'm not here defending anybody. I think the government no pay attention to this, even though it's coming from the wife. And you know, couples when they are going apart, it's like they've never loved before. You just same way, me, I won't go so much into it. John Dramani Mahama files motion to leave. Oh, motion of leave to subpoena Jane Mensah. That is going to be under Rebuilding Ghana. That is the main issue we're going to talk about today. Details of relief of Ahin's wife is asking matrimonial court to grant. It's the same issue. I don't want to go into it. All right. COVID-19 vaccine costing Ghana $200 million US dollars. GHS. I mean, see, to me, creating such amount of money to embark on democratic processes, I don't see why I said this should be a big deal. Into me, increase our budget and also for the health of the people. I don't think there's anything to debate about. I will even encourage the government in putting more funds into it to help people. Because one, Ghana, your population is 30 million. So I deal with your manager and your control, taking more lives. The long run of citizens in the how. Another issue, so I believe trending is the vetting issue. And I promise everybody, it's not about addressing vetting. Now, you must Kandapa appear before the vetting. Health minister also appear before the vetting. These positions are very sensitive because security challenges are a buy during or the last 4 years of Akufo-Addo's government, in which are now a minister for national security, Abed Kandapa, honorable or honor. So I think the Ghanaians were satisfied with it, they are keeping. If I talk about insecurity, I'm talking about armed robbery, we're talking about assassination, especially leading up to the 2020 general elections. You see, cyber is not a big thing, but I know so we'll resist that issue. But it's now I'm promising everybody, and in the Bay Area, rebuilding Ghana, the ministerial appointment, what we should look out for. So I think we won't get so much into that issue. Another issue about Eugene, I don't even know. Say, lady now or setting kandapa up na say na kandapa dating no, or no the same lady no more. Anyway, these are there are trivial issues. I don't want to go on there. From Professor Kwaku Asare, or say, I'm now silent. Tank Kwaku Asare reacts to A+ claim. You see, anytime this professor writes, I just want to get into it for one or two reasons. He's a very interesting character, eh? I respect him so much. An accountant or making the way to the legal field. But what's just on my math, a play rope. You see, I always tell people, going to law school, coming out of law school, practicing law, becoming good, it's only one requirement. It's the time. If you have common sense, you should be able to practice law because it's logic. Now, the use of discretionary powers by judges and justices among the practice of law gradually is becoming distasteful. We'll get into that issue too. I say, a private legal practitioner and a professor of accounting, Professor Kwaku Asare, has reacted to claims by social commentator A+ that himself likes of Professor H.K. Prempe, another renowned lawyer, I respect him so much, are only concerned with the law. Kwame A+ said on a Facebook post in reaction to divorce suit filed by Eugene's spouse that there are properties acquired in just 4 years by someone who only speaks for the president. This may even be just the few his wife is aware of. I can only imagine what the guy who pays the Flagstaff house and presidential security detail on tabletop has acquired. You see, I saw it, but I decided not to just get myself involved with all my argument. What they are trying to do is Obi or no government communication director, no, properties are what you acquire, but almost more high profile, no, so you see, it gets us back into accountability stage. And I believe Ghana, our biggest challenge is accountability. And looking at the security, looking at the democratic architect of our country, it dwells on accountability, transparency, and good governance, but it doesn't place out practically. So I think a border nation, but I saw this debate last night. It was just back and forth, Obiye, Kennedy, here and there. But I'm like, let it be. From Upon Chroma. Election petition. You subpoena Jane Mensah, we subpoena His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. What is the relevance here? I don't see why Obankoma is saying this. Because bringing His Excellency John Dramani Mahama into the box, I don't think is going to change anything. But bringing Jane Nana Mensah have a lot to say. Irrespective of the risk they want to take, Ghanaians want to hear from her. Had it not been this election petitioner, figure ankasa or the pronounce Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo no. And yet the same figure the Ghanaians doesn't even know. Almost 15 million people that cast their vote. Don't even figure they declare no. Because the ones she gave us on January 9th and January 10th, obey a correction no. And yeah no nasa or the share witness statement. So I believe say Odim also to me but let's discuss that under rebuilding Ghana. I don't know who's alleging this. I know that's coming from NDC Communication or Communicator alleges. He said Akufo-Addo asked Jane Mensah not to mount the witness box. I treat this as an allegation. I won't go into it. Grandmother and single Shirley Ayoko Buche, I believe said during the vetting and all can we? She said I foreign ministry, which is a very sensitive position. Any national security, any health. Look, where the COVID is concerned or the health-related issues, the health minister, the foreign minister, they play very role. Even you see, I treat the COVID issue, right now has become a security issue right now. Okay. tomorrow that will be our topic for the rebuilding Ghana. That's what we'll talk about. But I'm reminding everybody, rebuilding Ghana, and you're talking about what happened actually today in Ghana Supreme Court. So, from Imani Ghana, Franklin Kujo, I say, Supreme Court ruling 2024 election will be interesting. Okansen Bibri, but maybe a touchy me pen. I say his comment falls at the back of the Supreme Court ruling on 2020 election petition, where the Apex Court ruled that the chairperson of the commission, Mensah, will not undergo cross-examination. We will get into that. Alleged Abuoko North MP, Careless, finally gets a lawyer. JB Dankwa said, Yana, I don't even know what to do. And Eba Yana Santa Mingwa se mpa minka. No, only say parliament position is betrayal. No. You see, that's why people always say, gentleman, it's unfortunate he suffered such a bad fate. But what I can say or what I will allude is I think the powers behind the death of that gentleman are very strong powers. To be a person can be no when you are because we share idea to JB Dankwa. I sympathize with the family once one and loved ones. Sadly, Ghana Parliament they have prominent lawyers amongst them. In such a criminal case, and even though stating as a prosecutor, they could have even appointed some people voluntarily to assist normal pay justice in Famano. Because we'll be a one national parliament, not even one section. Was serving government as a deputy minister and for 90 power experience such a heinous crime. We don't be in any. It's Ghana, I don't know. Anyway. Banning of excavators, mining site, not sanctioned by government. I know CIA Minister of Interior, so it's never combining in our house. From one security expert, Emmanuel Acheampong, head of the Department of Research at KAIPTC, I was unimpressed with poorly framed vetting questions. Indeed, I mean, where Haruna Edusumo started, I don't think they were trying to ignore the relevance because Ghana, if we talk about the security and corruption free, one major issue by a disturbing country is security. It is a very, very important issue. As a key, time you're focusing on to retaining Nitiru for the second time. As you to me assessing critically. So the last 4 years, yes, you to me assessing from the 180 position man up to present day as a defense minister. Okay, yes, I retaining and Busdarian. So a dear pa no deploy Ghana military. That is also another issue I keep attention to. But the way kind of questions almost so more. I don't know, say if they have to achieve anything good to meet the expectations of the people. But my point is, if the security was there, was because from Nanado's assessment, reason to us are bringing these two people out. This high-profile leaders out to serve in the various capacity as they did the last 4 years. I mean, they lived to the expectation. But the question is, was the general public satisfied? Both the supporters of MPP, NDC, and the non-partisan people in the country. Were they satisfied with the performance of Nitiru as a defense minister? What we saw in Techimai South, Ablekuma, Odododio, are we okay? The deployment of military, legislative bodies. I want to find us an Now, we are not ready for closure of schools, according to teachers. That is not their power. I think it's the central government or the commander-in-chief, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Maybe to me, I question what they are saying. 2 robbers killed in shootout with police at Kanishi. Traditional rulers urged to support enforcement of coronavirus protocols. I think say pandemic really I can't want some the way it is. Let me say ubi find the support. All right, let's get back into this. Frida Prempeh sought for 100-bed capacity hostel. As the Minister of State designate for Works and Housing, Frida Prempeh, they intend to build this at Boachi Trumu Senior High and Technical School. I mean, it's an infrastructure development. Whilst a mining quality very important. It's been a while since I heard from this man, a founding member of MPP. Currently, I believe he's one of the suspended members of the party. He was an MPP stalwart, Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo. I say, election petition. Ghanaians likely to lose faith in judicial system. You see, sometimes, this is what I always say. Say, expectation or certain anticipation be an open when you're in free quarter, it doesn't necessarily mean say but on many reasons, you see. But we'll share any rule in our court and when we get there I'll address that issue. I'm say conflict this particular ruling EDA, say Supreme Court name use discretionary powers. Because I say per their consideration. I don't know if those advanced in legal field will help us say. When we say per one's consideration, it's an indirect way or a different way our country say we is using its discretionary powers. Because sorry what the Supreme Court was trying to tell the me whom court holding or court ruling on a motion I was so lengthy, not almost focusing or almost elaborated so much on case studies. Because so studying here or cited a couple of case studies. Like cases, some of the voices or some of the rulings were spined by some of the judges in Panay too. I don't know how they coming out with that conclusion. Okay. $12 more COVID-19 related deaths recorded in Ghana. Admit you have been outsmart by Yisi Akufo-Addo lawyers. Yisi and Akufo-Addo lawyers, according to Gabi to Chachuchikata, Supreme Court to resume hearing on Mohammed's petition on February 18th. So, Oma instructed the opposing counsel, the petitioner says, file final statements, closing statements on the 17th. All right, let's get into the analysis today, okay? This is what actually happened in Ghana Supreme Court today. See, I believe on the Monday, after NDC for closing on case, this is what happened. NDC closing case, the next thing I need to say, the respondent side, which is the first respondent, which is the first respondent, and this closely on court case. Not what we're anticipating to see is under normal civil trial. Not the first respondent will also bring out the claims about putting issues forward, the pleadings, Then, not so that either they will do direct on their client, which is Nana Jemensa, as also in her own affidavit. Because all her Ghana Supreme Court ruling on the interrogatories and the inspection of documents okay, I said, Nipano we at the initial stages, or see during the cross-examination, you'll be given the opportunity to ask those questions. I'm more reserving these questions. So it's not a count those precedent like I think it was part of our basis denied the interrogatories and the inspection of documents. Thinking say Jane Mensa mounted the witness box. Some questions are chicken so busan ne a pink sheet and now open the original copies in Ujina Honoma opening busan any figures as CCI try or declare results on the exact one and reasons and the follow-up questions. So upon that, NDC for your dinner or motions, those two motions, But I feel here's the case there. NDC for your case or more filing a close case, This is what they use in the lawyers, or more Ghana Supreme Court and the petitioner. Safi crowd or witness and testify bill. Right there, Chikata object here. So when Chikata object, now if I shift the argument, about petitioners and so, why the court should rule in favor of them. That objection, says a compelling man baby now. Then court postponed the issue as a Thursday. And I were supposed to hear from the court. Indeed, we heard from the court. To Omoko, and the issue before the court was very simple. Court in narrow issue money is so simple. Said the Ghana Supreme Court asked Ebusa said, I say whether or not a party, whether or not a party can compel the other party's witness to testify. Very simple. So, both the arguments, they were given opportunity to deliberate on the arguments today. On Monday, almost filing almost statements now to support that motion for and against. Four no came from petitioner side from the petitioner side, and against came from which is east in the side, And now Ghana Supreme Court, which is ruling now for the purpose of copyright and some regulation. I don't want to play that. Yehuhala court now a ruling. Court is citing more cases, and at the end the court is saying, "Say, to me she obi, to me compel obi, say a witness and mama may testify because considering the risk, or no witness no kurampo, and they say or be direct, no making the case good. We're taking all this risk. That's also unmounted the witness boss. Here courts and hands are very limited." But so T ruling it very well. The court was trying to tell us, considering all this, why they? Oma dismiss that motion. Therefore, NDC aim to me and compel it. Now, right there, Chikata wasn't too satisfied. And look, that man, I respect him so much. Forget about differences with him. He's a great man to learn from when it comes to law. You see, lawyers here wanting ultimately test the efficiency and the smartness of them. It's one who can think on his or her feet, and that's what this man did. Why not? Sorry, here, catching a court, declare an intent, so be file what we call subpoena. Okay, there are different type of subpoena. Okay, catching a court and say when we simply say it's a subpoena, I say. Is a written demand for someone to appear in person via phone or video before the court to testify about certain claims or event. So simple. If a party ain't to mean compel and the burden is now being shifted from the plaintiff or the petitioner. Now we are going to file a motion requesting the Supreme Court to subpoena Jane Mensa. So let's see the arguments of the way. But the court it's a court of records. Inti no munya den omunfa motion mbra no form statements like almost supporting arguments in Fambra. The court will hear them on. But court it can't wait in And the Chikata argues in order for them to do this, circumstances have changed because now my close your case with the anticipation or with the intent say Jane Mensa a cross examination. And this Abani say they have to open our case and they have to be given the opportunity to reopen their case in order to file the subpoena. Meaning they are going to continue with their litigation because of the legal strategy. He's in a lawyer and this is the situation right now, or this is the issue. Then we also declare intent to Ghana Supreme Court say, ruling now omeki on Chikata Pesa or sounds a file motion or file an appeal on the motion now would deny about some G Mensa and Emma testify. So these are the two issues at that hole. But what here court now, Chikata and a court and also catch almost say because as it stands right now, second, the court granted say Jane Bijana Dakanim Diaka. We are likely to see about 2 to 3 days. Chikata and any lawyers and never cross examine. But other than that, there's gonna be a direct file for direct verdict. It's a court number ruling because wow, the me buy and we was them. Means I'm the buy and say was some grumpo as a Mahama and any lawyers no. More claims to be I don't even intend because I'm become as would they may take it a risk no. Therefore, court now will be at the position to do what? To rule, to come out with a judgment. Would they may take a risk no? Because me have some argument and I'm just strong to meet more reliefs. You know, I'm taking the risk. And of course, I got to say, okay, on the 17th, we'll be filing what we call the closing statements or arguments. That's what a lot of people say. In the court, make his order, no? Even though Chikata intends to do two things: appeal today's ruling and file a subpoena before Ghana Supreme Court, whereby Jane Mensah will be compelled. But court, in light of all this intent, already one more almost said by 17th will be filing the final arguments. Final arguments court will reconvene on 18 February. And I believe at that point they will give them opportunity to argue on final arguments no filing on the 17th. Argue na court date will instruct them from there. That instruction will also depends on say we are instructing you so that my final ruling ebeba. They are be a record for my final ruling. Court has given 17th and 18th. But within this short window, we are likely to see two motions at Chikata Deko. One motion is going to be an appeal on what happened today. Say, Emma Jimesa, but you see, I don't mean to do legal projections, but you see, 7 people anonymously, release our mum. Now say, also be an appeal. What we are likely to see at the appeal on that motion is they be appointed 2 more justices to sit on the case. I hope it doesn't place out as it did with the interrogatories. As I acquire from 7 to 9 to 0. But you see, I don't mean to preempt the outcome of the court. I mean, some jurisdictions you can do projection. Ghana, I know it's a substantive issue. They don't allow them to do so. Now, let's see how this one also plays out. See, the second thing is the Chikata to me emotion or file on subpoena. The court allow the subpoena or the court grant subpoena because Jimensa a public servant now. In which the subpoena about testified, it means the 17th and the 18th, the court is likely to shift it. But bear in mind, even the duration of the master 45 days of the here case in the ground. Look, in light of the circumstances, the Supreme Court does have the power to extend the date, irrespective of how powerful the CI is. Because you see, another court really is a witness, cannot be forced or can't be compelled to be in the witness box. And about the ruling, it's an authority. It is. Unless it be a chinomokas and fufro. So this is what we are likely to see. Once more, need to be asked for time. As I always say, you just subscribe either to any of your platform. The video be and you get opportunity to watch. But yes, also ensure DAB our say na ebekwa kusia court no edisa ruling no eba okay it is a pass like this on be postpone hearing no that is for 17th and 18th even though omo first statements in court but court can take those claims no na say Chikata 2 rulings ni mu bia be fa bia no obemom say assume say court ruling in favor of Chikata opportunity normal address and some normal call the final or closing arguments then court now convene deliberate on those final arguments. Then the court will instruct on a day for judgment. So let's see. It's like a double cast in a play or no. But you share how that one also turns out to be. On this note, I know some lot of people are saying same say yeah, war politics are chair. We've seen about this Trump impeachment. Actually, we talked about Trump issue, It's a promise I'm giving everybody. Once more, no matter will be asking so for time. It's time to say goodbye.